Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well. As you can tell from the title, today we are going to be doing a quick review of one of the newest releases from Navitus, and that is Raised Spirits. So if that's something you were interested in, then just keep on watching. For those of you that are returning subscribers, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you who watches my videos. And for those of you that are new, please hit that subscribe button if you are interested in luxury, skincare, fragrance, and makeup content. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. So in addition to Chocolate Queen, which you guys know I also have and I've done a review on, I also picked up the release by Steven over at Redolessence, and that is Raised Spirits. So here's the gorgeous brown bottle again. I think it's funny that both of them released fragrances in the same sort of chocolatey brown bottle. These are them side by side, so you can see there is a slight difference in the color of the brown. I feel like Chocolate Queen is a little bit deeper, and then Raised Spirits is more of like, you know, a typical sort of ambery brown color. So just so you guys could see them side by side. But anyway, so this video is going to be about Raised Spirits. But before I dive into the review, you guys, I was wondering, moving forward, since we're at the end of the year, I wanted to know from you guys actually what type of fragrance content you want to see from me. I review fragrances that I pick up and fragrances that I have already in my collection. But as far as fragrance content and the way I film my videos, do you like that? Do you like sort of more longer fragrance videos, or would you prefer shorter, just get to the point? Do you like it? Is it good? Is it bad? Or, you know, I just would love some feedback. So if you guys can leave me some comments down below, I would really appreciate it. So yeah, let's just dive into how I feel about Raised Spirits. All right, guys, so to start off, let's talk about the notes. Let's also talk about the perfumer, because you guys, Dominique Ropion, anybody? Just happens to be one of my favorite perfumers. Dominique Ropion and Julien Rusquinet. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but you guys, huge fan of Dominique Ropion. Let's just leave it at that. But so you guys, Navitus has some really amazing perfumers behind all of their fragrances. I just think Navitus is doing just a fantastic job with all of their releases. They're really catering to like the niche lovers that want very high quality, very well blended fragrances at very affordable prices. I mean, considering the pricing of designer fragrances out there, you're getting a niche quality with a perfumer like Dominique Ropion, Francis Kurkdjian. I mean, these are master perfumers. So just think about that for a second. Let that sink in. You're getting, you know, amazing quality for the same price, if not just slightly a little bit more than designer. Actually, they're probably very similar pricing these days. So I just wanted to point that out. This is not sponsored. I purchased this with my own money, as all the other Navitus perfumes out there I've purchased with my own money. So just wanted to let you guys know in case you didn't. But yeah, so you're also getting very good longevity. This is an extrait de parfum, so I can tell you right now it lasts a very long time. But let's get into the notes. So first of all, we have a charming, seductive, and intoxicating fragrance. Top notes of pimento leaves, salted butter, fudge accord, and dark rum. Heart notes of caramel, sugarcane, and brown sugar syrup. Then we have base notes of cashmere wood, French oak, tobacco, and Madagascan vanilla. And I already went into the perfumers. Here are Dominique Ropion and Julien Rusquinet. So some really gorgeous notes here, you guys. Like, this is really appealing to the gourmand lover in me, which you guys know I'm not a huge gourmand lover, but there are some serious gourmand notes that I love. One of them happens to be caramel, and this has it. So after watching Greta's review on this, I thought it was a really cool name. You know, there's like 3 different meanings behind this. You have raised spirits, as in to like raise your glass, your spirit that you're drinking. And then you also have raised spirits in the sense of like your spirit is raised when you smell this, I guess. And then there's also like sort of more of a spiritual meaning behind it, as in like spirits in this universe or something. But yes, so let's get into my thoughts on this fragrance. Let's give it a sniff again. I've already worn this a handful of times, and my husband has actually worn this. So just to give you a little idea of sort of whether this is masculine or feminine. Okay, so right off the bat, first smell, pimento. Like, Very strong to my nose. You get a ton of that pimento. It's very peppery. It's very, very peppery. But it's from pimento. It's not like black pepper, you know? To me, I really don't get any of that salted butter fudge accord. There's supposedly dark rum in the top as well. To me, I just straight up get pimento. And then you sort of start getting into the heart notes, which are the caramel, sugarcane, and brown sugar syrup, which to me, I really just don't even get. I don't get any of that. I don't know why, but I just, truthfully, I don't get any of the gourmand notes in this. I just get straight pimento. I'm not disappointed in the fragrance. I think it's, you know, it's beautiful and I think it's very well done. I just personally don't pick up on any of those gourmand notes that I really wanted to in this fragrance. I just don't. To me, it's very heavy on the pimento and I get a lot of the tobacco. I don't get a ton of those caramel notes. I don't get a ton of that rum. I do get a slight hint of that vanilla, but it's nothing overly vanillic at all. Like to me, right now, what I'm getting is like a very pimento spicy aspect to it, but it's also very, I guess it's also balanced out by those gourmand notes where it's not just like straight up like a aromatic kind of fragrance. To me, it really takes a long time before I start smelling any of those gourmand notes. Like, I don't know what it is, like if it's just my batch but for some reason, to me, to my nose, I just don't get a ton of those gourmand notes. So while, you know, it does list these gourmand notes, just for me personally, I don't get a ton of those gourmand notes. Like, they're there, but they're very in the background. This to me is not your typical gourmand where it's going to be very sweet and buttery and, you know, vanillic. To me, this is more of a very, like, this is a fragrance for people that are not gourmand lovers, because I think there's a lot of people out there. I used to be one of them. I'm a gourmand lover now, but I used to be somebody who really did not like gourmands. I didn't want to smell like super vanillic or super sweet. I don't know why, but the more I start to smell fragrances, I'm starting to enjoy a lot more gourmands now. You guys know I'm on a caramel kick, so when I saw that this had caramel in it, I was like, must get, because I'm just addicted to caramel at this point. But for some reason, I just don't get a ton of it in this, and I was really hoping to. To my nose, you guys, I'm just getting that pimento. Like, it's very strong. You know, I'm getting a lot of that French oak, I think, as well, and the tobacco, as well as a slight sweetness from the vanilla. But like, you guys, where's the salted butter fudge accord? Where's the caramel? Where's the sugarcane and brown sugar syrup? I'm just not getting that. And so, like, I guess for me, I was just hoping for a lot more of those gourmand notes. I'm not saying that this is a poorly executed fragrance at all. Like, it's a very, very nice fragrance. It's very smooth. There's no harsh edges to this. The pimento to my nose is just really very apparent. If any of you have tried the Minuit et Demi from Fragrance du Bois, it's a very similar sort of DNA to that, except for that fragrance, I get a lot of the caramel, which I love. So to me, you guys, Raised Spirits is just a little bit more on the masculine side. Like I was saying in the beginning, my husband's worn this. I much prefer this on him than I do on me, because it's just not as sweet as I was hoping for. So I just wanted to make this like a pretty quick video. If you're somebody who really enjoys, well, you have to love pimento, first of all, because that's just the #1 note that I get. You have to love pimento. You also have to like tobacco. I would say if you're somebody who really, really loves sweet fragrances, I don't really think this is going to be for you. I feel like this is more of a fragrance for somebody who it is not super into gourmands, because it's just not overly gourmand in any way. It's very balanced. The longer you have it on your skin, it starts to get a little bit sweeter, but it never gets into like that overly sweet territory. So I know there's a lot of people out there that don't really like overly sweet fragrances, so I think you're gonna really, really enjoy this. If you like sort of tobacco, pimento, you like that sort of woody oakiness, you're gonna like this. This to me is not overly boozy at all. That dark rum I hardly even get. to me, this is just a little bit more masculine. I personally am just gonna give this to my husband. Like, I don't really want to wear this. It's just not a feminine fragrance, and I prefer feminine sort of smelling fragrances. And if they're gonna be very unisex, then for me, unisex fragrances, they are generally more on like the fresh side. For example, a fragrance that is very unisex that I love is Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte from Francis Kurkdjian. This to me could be easily worn by male and female with no issues. It's fragrances like these that are more on like the fresh side that I think personally are more easy for me to wear. Whereas when you start getting into these sort of more deeper fragrances with just spicier, just deeper fragrances that have more like gourmand touches to them, more spices to them, it's just a little bit hard for me to enjoy wearing them when they're not sweet. So like this to me is just not too sweet. You're just getting a lot of that sort of spicy pimento. So I know I keep rambling on and on, you guys, but just to me, this is just not a fragrance that I personally want to wear. I much prefer it on my husband, and when he wears it, I still pick up on that pimento a lot. So I don't know if it's just my batch that happens to be very, very heavy on the pimento, but it's just very heavy on the pimento. I don't know what else to say. I think it's very well done. I think it's blended beautifully. It's just not sweet enough for my taste, and so it's going to be given to my husband. So I hope that helps anybody that's interested in this fragrance, you guys. Not much more I can say on it other than, you know, I personally was hoping for more sweetness, more caramel, but you know, if it's a fragrance that's supposed to cater to men and women, I can understand why most men would probably not want to smell overly sweet. And so that's why I think it is a little bit catered more towards men. And then, you know, the creative director behind this is Steven. So he is a man. He's probably going to have a little bit more of that masculine, you know, energy put into the fragrance. So yeah, you guys, that is my review on Raised Spirits. Hope that helps anybody. Again, please let me know down below what you guys want to see from me in terms of how you want me to do these fragrance videos going forward, or if you would like, you know, like a combination of both, like quick fragrance reviews where I don't go super in depth, and also more super in-depth videos. Please let me know which one you prefer. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.